Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello friend, we are doing interpersonal skill, and while doing interpersonal skill we are discussing the various aspects of interpersonal skills. Today I am going to discuss creative problem solving under this caption, because creative problem solving is very important even in personal life, professional life, business life. How to solve problem, because problem occurs in everyday life. But how to face them, that is a big question. Now, while discussing creative problem solving, I would like to discuss what is creativity while talking problem solving, and what are the solutions. What do we mean by problems? What kind of problems? So, while discussing all these things, I am sure that you will get some idea how to face the problem, to solve them. I would like to start with a quotation of Steve Jobs. What he says, it doesn't make sense to hire smart people and then tell them what to do. He further says, we hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. That is to say that smart people is one who do smart work, and he is absolutely correct. Smart people do smart work. We all have the potential to be creative, but what most people do not realize, however, is that our ability to solve problems creatively, whether applied to product development, business models, brand strategy, positioning platforms, or creative executions, is significantly limited by a series of neutral mental biases. Individuals' variations are there, and as per potential, in each individual, one tackles problem. So, how to tackle problem with creativity? It all depends on the individual knowledge and potential. The way we think and the mental patterns we use to select, process and analyze information can act as barriers and hold back our creative potential. Creativity does not happen by accident. This should be kept in mind. It is not that accidentally you will become a creative person. Creativity can be made, through thinking and various strategy. Advances in physiological research can provide us with insights about how we can spark our own agile thinking and problem solving. Some of the most common biases are, because when we talk of creativity, mental blocking does also come, and this refers to mental biases. So, what are the common biases? The confirmation bias, the tendency to search for or interpret information in a way that confirms one's preconceptions. In addition, individuals may discredit information that does not support their views. The second is the self-serving bias, the tendency to claim more responsibility for successes than failures. It may also manifest itself as a tendency for people to evaluate ambiguous information in a way beneficial to their interests. The belief bias. When one's evaluation of the logical strength of an argument is biased by their belief in the truth or falsity of the conclusion. So, belief system is very important in an individual personality. Framing, using a too narrow approach and description of the situation or issue. So, what can we do to overcome these biases and boost our creative problem skills? That is a $1,000,000 question. We need to boost our biases to overcome problems and to become creative. The first step is self-awareness. Self-awareness means self-alert also. Simply being aware of and acknowledging the fact that our creative problem skills are limited by the way we think and process information is the first step to breaking some of those patterns. Doing so will then encourage you to find tools, techniques and tricks to overcome those biases and increase your problem solving skills. Well, these skills are: detach yourself from the problem. Don't be too much attached with the problem. So, detachment is the best way. The way we look at a problem is limited by the way we frame it, which in turn is influenced by our past experience, our beliefs and our mental processes. Framing matters, so it is not a surprise to us that 10 out of 26 positioning roulette approaches to brand positioning focus on the frame of reference and reframing the brand. That is almost 40% of all potential approaches. Reframing the problem or looking for solutions from various perspectives or adjacent fields is a great way to overcome some of the mental biases that plague us. In our experience, the most effective creativity techniques use a two-step approach. The first step usually consists in moving away from the problem to facilitate new ideas. The second step then consists in translating those ideas back into solutions that could solve the original problem. Use a framework, a system to guide your thinking. Be systematic, be meticulous, be meaningful. Most people still don't seem to realize that there is a method to creativity. That is why I said that creativity is not an accident. It needs a strategy. It needs a rigorous practice. Creativity doesn't just happen. One significant benefit of a more methodic approach is that it helps drive and guide the idea finding process and thus helps overcome the biases and limitations which we discussed earlier. Show empathy. This is also a very important aspect. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes without judging. This someone else can be a consumer you are trying to convert or another team member during an ideation session. This is a very difficult thing to do, but is also a very powerful way to unleash new solutions to a problem. Promote diversity or point of views avoid groupthink. Develop point of view, ideas. I believe better solutions are generated when developed by a diverse group of people. And this is a fact. Various kind of, people and giving ideas to solve a problem and moving towards creativity. If you are an intuitive thinker, add a more rationally minded person to your ideation session, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. If you are a team of business people, add a creative minded person or artist to your ideation team. The trick here, however, is not just to add that have a different working style than you, but also to listen to them and allow their perspective to influence the thinking and ideation process. As someone told me once, the best leaders are integrators. They are able to listen to various points of view and incorporate those into the final solution. The tremendous side benefit everyone involved in the process feels heard and takes ownership in the solution. Focus on the right input and stimuli. Using thought starters and inputs from other fields or categories also helps short circuit your own thinking patterns and boost your creative problem skill. However, not all thought starters are created equal. Some will be more relevant to the type of problem you are trying to solve than others. Looking at the world of ants and how they are organized and trying to draw conclusions on how to position a brand of yogurt might sound like a fun exercise, but it is, in my opinion, a complete waste of time. Expand your own knowledge and experience. The more diverse marketing problems you have worked on, the more cases in different categories you have been exposed to, the more flexible and agile your thought process will become. You will be able to pull from a broader pool of know-how and experiences and make more meaningful connections, ultimately leading to new types of strategy. The positioning roulette method cards are a bestseller designed to stimulate and inspire your thinking when developing brand positioning platforms and brand positioning statements, value propositions. Using the cards will lead to more relevant solutions faster by inspiring you to look at your brand or product from 26 fresh, proven and rigorously validated through the analysis of over 1200 case studies of effective brand building validated perspectives. What is creative problem solving? Because we are discussing various methods to solve the problem in a very creative manner. So, what is creative problem solving? In short, it is called CPS. So, CPS is a proven method for approaching a problem or a challenge in an imaginative and innovative way. Now, imaginative indicates creativity, innovative in an very exciting style. It is a process that helps you redefine the problems and opportunities you face, come up with new innovative responses and solutions, and then take action. The tools and techniques used make the process fun, engaging and collaborative. CPS not only helps you to create better solutions, It creates a positive experience that helps speed the adoption of new ideas. Well, there are 8 easy creative problem solving techniques that really work. No one likes the feeling of being stuck. It creates tension, and the tension seeks resolution. Thankfully, there are many creative problem solving techniques for resolving this tension and revealing new solution. When faced with a difficult challenge, try a combination of the problem solving techniques. And I have discussed all these while I was discussing neuro-linguistic programming, because I have already done neuro-linguistic programming on NPTEL, and there I discuss that when you are in a problem, don't be rigid, try to be flexible so that you may have n number of solutions to face the situation and to move on the right path. Now, what are these strategies? Ask compelling questions. You ask the questions, whenever you are in a difficulty, use what if questions to project different scenarios into the future. In a whack on the side of the head, how you can be more creative, this is a book. Roger Warneck says, in the imaginative phase, you ask questions such as, what if, why not, what rules can we break, what assumptions can we drop. How about if we looked at this backwards? Can we borrow a metaphor from author discipline? The motto of the imaginative phase is thinking something different. Thinking something different means what? Innovative in your style. And what is innovation? Your imagination and creativity. Using this creative problem solving techniques challenges you to allow your mind to play out different scenarios without judgment or criticism. Judgment always comes after the creative problem solving process, not before. Now, find your center. Well, these are the possible solution when you find yourself in problem. Most problems arise because of inner confusion, when you are in dilemma, when you are in double thought, when you don't know what you really want. So, due to inner confusion, you push yourself in problem. Different parts of us hijack our mind and give us conflicting wants, beliefs and perspectives. These parts keep up from thinking clearly to a workable solution. When you are stuck, it helps to find your center first. These guides offer effective methods for centering yourself. Now, there are a number of powerful centering methods to reduce stress, because stress is also one of the main points to put you into a state of confusion, dilemma. So, there are certain methods to reduce stress, increase focus and make better decisions. Transformative practices for centering. This could be one of the methods. Breathe like it matters. Conscious breathing. Conscious breathing means you are alert and you are fully aware of the situation. Zhan Zhuang, stand like a tree. That is, whatever you are saying, you are supporting it. Feel your feet. Shift your awareness. Belly bless, attention on your navel, and that is meditation. Heart centering, attention on your heart. establish a plumb line, attention on your third eye. That is very important. This is also called Shiva Shakti. Call forth the observer, attention above the crown. Access the king, pyramid visualization. Pyramid, one by one by one by, and then final, very broad. Find stillness in movement, mindful walking. Capture what troubles you, journaling. Grounding exercise, hold your crown. Now, how to maintain your center? Pay attention. Anchor in the position, positive result. Adopt a beginner's mind, that you start as a beginner from the scratch. Experiment, experiment, experiment. There may be a risk, but you have to take a risk when you are going to be innovative and experimental in your style. Explore context. Many problems arise because we neglect to zoom out from the content of the problem and examine the overall context of the situation. If sales are down, for example, instead of revisiting your sales strategy, examine the context of your overall industry. And this is the best method. What is wrong with the industry? Instead, your method, marketing method. So, it is very important to explore the context, the situation. Has your industry changed? Because you have to check the industry. Are you disconnected from your customers' needs? Is your product becoming obsolete? Take an expansive viewpoint before narrowing in on the specific problem. Well, this is an age of globalization, we all know, and change is the law of nature. So, when there is some problem occurred in marketing strategy, one needs to focus on the product or the industry. And if he or she gets a concrete answer, maybe he or she may get success. Next is seek wisdom. What does it mean? Asking an experienced advisor from outside your industry for their thoughts on your problem can yield insightful perspectives. And this is true. Even better, instead of asking them what they would do in your situation, ask them what questions they would ask. That is to say, sharing experience of a person other than you. Walk away. Sometimes the best way to solve a problem is to stop trying to solve it. Don't waste your energy unnecessarily. Leave it. Walking away from the problem brings forth the wanderer archetype. The wanderer is essential to the creative process because it allows you to hear your muse. So, if you leave the problem, that you have nothing to do with the problem, suddenly you will get a solution. So, wanderer means that you are walking away, but even then your mind is working on the problem. And maybe being indifferent, you get a good solution to the problem. The key is knowing when to let go of trying to solve the problem. Creativity problem solving is actually an effortless process. Yes, it is an effortless process, a spontaneous reaction. The key is learning how to get out of your own way. Next is switch roles. What is switch roles? our mind tend to get locked into old patterns, leading to what is called paradigm blindness. Paradigm blindness. That is, we have some fixed beliefs and we are working on that. But this is not going to help you. You have to switch over. If you have a marketing related problem, for example, try putting on an engineer's hat or even a gardener's hat. The idea is to shift your perspective so you can approach the problem from a new angle. That is why shift the roles and switching the roles. The idea is to shift your perspective so you can approach the problem from a new angle. Further, use the 6 thinking hats. This is also a very good method. Speaking of hats, De Bono's 6 hats method provides one's team with 6 different perspectives to utilize when tackling a problem. 6 hat means 6 way, 6 approaches. What are these 6 approaches? Facts, feelings, control, creative, positive, negative. So 6 approaches are, I repeating once again, facts, feelings, control, creative, positive, negative. It is an ideal tool for group brainstorming and creative problem solving. Your ability to shift perspectives quickly without privileging any one perspective doesn't only help you solve problems, it also helps you become a better leader. Yes, I mean, offering best solution to the problem may make you a very good leader. And in the present situation, I mean, very competitive business world, I mean, organization, industry, institution, they look for a better leader. And they give such kind of case studies to solve the problem. Generate a plethora of ideas. This is also very important when we talk of creative problem solving. Research suggests that the most effective way to uncover the best solution is to brainstorm as many ideas you can in non-judgmental environment before evaluating them. So there are numerous pathways to get the answer you seek, various ways. That is why I used plethora of ideas. Some pathways, however, are more effective than others. The key is to experiment with various methods to uncover which ones work best for you. Different methods will be more effective in different contexts. Now, wisdom and intuition come into play when we talk of such things. Over time, your connection with your inner guide improves and creative problem solving can become a more spontaneous process. Creative problem solving is a skill, and like all skills, it can be learned and developed. The more you use these problem solving techniques, the more they become second nature. Well, mind is like a machine. If you stop this machine, it won't work. So what you need to do? You need to work all the time. You need to think all the time so that your mind may be in a workable position. And if your mind is in a workable position, naturally you will get ample ideas, plethora of ideas to face the challenges of your personal life, professional life. Now, how to get such kind of ideas, there are again a number of ways. Understand how personal characteristics influence the ability to solve problems and make decisions. Explain problem solving styles as defined by the Myers-Briggs type indicator. Apply the problem solving and decision making steps to complex problems. Summarize the characteristics of creative people. Describe various ways of improving your creativity. Think over this, ponder that what are the ways to improve your creativity, your critical thinking. Problem solving occurs when you try to remove an obstacle that is blocking a path you want to take, or when you try to close the gap between what exists and what you want to exist. Decision making takes place after you encountered a problem. It refers to selecting one alternative from the various courses of action that can be pursued. Many traits and characteristics influence the type of problem solver you are now or are capable of becoming. Among them are cognitive intelligence, education, experience, emotional intelligence, flexibility versus rigidity, intuition, concentration, decisiveness and perfectionism, risk taking and thrill seeking, and values. Well, for today, I think this is sufficient to understand what is creative problem solving. We are meeting again. Thank you very much.